It's a big show. Big show today.
Good morning, Lutheran South.
I'm Brooke Moon.
And I'm Olivia Gorline.
While students are getting ready to end their semesters, there are still multiple sports teams that are quite busy.
Soccer season ended before break when they lost 3-1 against Clayton in the state quarterfinals, ending their season. Many athletes earned district and state honors. Aiden Greiner, Anthony Gonzalez, and Cooper DeStriver were named to the first team All-District, and Aiden and Nathan Green earned second team All-State honors. Aiden and Ryan Hugo were also named the All-State Academic Team. Congrats on a successful year, boys, this year.
Girls basketball played Monday in Principia tournament against Valley Park and won 69-9, and played Tuesday against Fatima and lost. They also played yesterday for third place against Seckman and won. They play in the Herculaneum tournament next Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
Boys basketball won against St. Pius on Wednesday, 79-29, and they play Maplewood Richmond Heights today at 7 at home.
Don't forget the tickets are still on sale for LuSo Onstage Christmas Showcase on December 13th through the 14th.
With our school announcements out of the way, let's go to Alika for your Week in 60.
Hi, I'm Alika, and this is your Week in 60. United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson was killed in a targeted Manhattan shooting. Key clues included surveillance footage, a burner phone, and marked shell casings. Police are offering $10,000 and seeking a person of interest. Georgia faces mass protests after the government delayed its EU membership bid, sparking anger over perceived pro-Russia policies. South Korea's president shocked the nation with a surprise martial law declaration late Tuesday, citing anti-state actions by the opposition. Fierce backlash forced him to backtrack within hours, withdrawing troops. Lawmakers overturned the decree and now demand resignations, with the opposition threatening impeachment. Dancing with the Stars crowned the season 33 champs. Joey Gazzarati and Jenna Johnson took home the Mirrorball Trophy, with Ilona Marr and Alan Bernstein placing second, and Chandler Kinney and Brandon Armstrong in third. And that's all for your Week in 60. Make sure to tune in next week for more.
Last week was a nice week off for Lutheran South students for Thanksgiving. The Friday before Kairos celebrated the holiday by hosting the annual Kairos feast.
Cooper and Dean were able to interview students on the event. Let's take a look.
Every year, the day before Thanksgiving break, students get together to enjoy the Kairos Feast, where they share some food and downtime with their Kairos before enjoying a week off from school. We were able to catch up with a few students and ask them about their experience.
Who am I here with? You know who it is. No, you don't. You don't know. I don't know who you are. Who are you? Eli Els. I'd say my favorite part about the Kairos Feast is the food. I'd say this year my favorite part was also the food, and maybe the fire alarm going off. Gotta give it to give me Tyler Voss. I think he brought napkins.
My favorite part about Kairos Feast is just being together and being in the community and just having time to just sit and talk to one another. My favorite part about Kairos Feast this year was us playing Among Us. Michael Marsek decided that we should play Among Us, and we played Among Us. Lily Gregory, she bakes these brownies, these chocolate brownies that have chocolate chips in them every year, and they're so good. My favorite memory of Kairos Feast is probably last year. No, it was 2 years ago when my brother was a leader here, and we had Chick-fil-A, and we just watched a ton of movies and just like talked, and like everyone was like interactive and like actually like paying attention, and it was really cool.
The Kairos Feast provides a great way for students to make memories and enjoy time with their peers before the long week off for Thanksgiving break.
This week, Spotify released their Spotify Wrapped. Let's see what some of LuSo's top artists were for 2024.
Alex, who's your number one listened to artist?
Zach Bryan.
Ben, who is your number one artist on Spotify this year?
It was NF.
Caleb, what was your number one Spotify artist this year?
Kanye West.
Drop my ego when confidence was my last resort.
Who is your number one artist listened to this year?
Ken Carson.
Maddie, what was your number one artist on Spotify this year?
SZA.
Who is your number one artist listened to this year?
Kanye West, the GOAT.
I had a dream I could buy my way to heaven when I
Landon, who was your number one artist on Spotify this year?
Heavy metal band Mastodon.
Jonah, what was your number one song you listened to?
Carnival.
Jess, what was your number one Spotify artist this year?
Zach Bryan.
Who is your number one artist listened to this year?
Post Malone.
Who is your number one artist listened to this year?
Kanye West.
Who is your number one artist listened to this year?
Sexy Red.
Who is your number one artist listened to this year?
Young Boy.
I feel like on Gucci Mane in 2006.
Who is your number one listened artist?
My number one listened artist was Morgan Wallen.
I'm just talking Tennessee.
Who is your number one listened artist?
Drake.
Feeling young, but they treat me like the OG. And they
Who is your number one listened artist?
Little Baby.
slide my Rolls Royce through the hood. Look good like right on.
Who was your number one listened to artist this year?
Frank Ocean.
We gotta leave.
It was either SZA or Jeff Buckley.
Looking out the door, I see the rain.
Who was your number one listened to artist this year?
Kanye West.
You ever wonder what it all really means? You wonder if you ever find your dreams.
Brayden, who is your number one artist on Spotify this year?
Zach Bryan.
Grand things don't impress her much. She is keen with smaller eyes.
Jacob, who is your number one artist this year on Spotify?
My number one artist this year was Travis Scott.
Look in my eyes, tell me your tale, do you see the road I'm at to myself?
Who is your number one artist listened to this year?
Annalie Choppa.
Two things I never seen in the name Bigfoot and the
Who is your number one artist listened to this year?
Zach Bryan.
It's getting cold, but that sun is cresting.
Who is your number one Spotify Wrapped artist?
Zach Brown Band.
You got whatever it is.
Coming out of a season of Thanksgiving, it's important to acknowledge members of the LuSo community who do so much for us.
We caught up with the LuSo lunch ladies, Julie and Chris, our social media coordinator Maya Eichelberger, and Mrs. Heinlein at the front desk to spotlight their incredible roles in our LuSo community.
You don't know me, I don't know you. Let's get together and learn something new. Getting to know LuSo.
All right, what's your name?
My name is Julie Hudson.
And what's your name?
My name is Chris Schmidt.
And how long have you worked at LuSo?
I have been with LuSo for 4 years.
And how long have you been here?
I have been with LuSo for 2 years.
Awesome. What is the most interesting part about your daily job or your guys' duties?
First off, being with the students, seeing them every morning, and the staff, and then getting to have the opportunity to create food that the students and staff enjoy to eat. I love seeing the students and the staff and highlighting their day with different items of food and seeing what they like.
That's awesome. If you could cook whatever you wanted for a day, what would you make?
An Asian beef and noodle. My family loves it, and I think the students here would like it too. Sloppy Joe's is like my specialty, and my grandsons just love it.
Interesting.
So it's easy.
Yeah, it is.
It's good.
If you could change anything about the food system and what is served, what beneficial changes would you guys make?
We would probably like to have a meeting with the student council and see what all of the students would like to have.
Yeah.
What kind of variety food they would love to see for lunch every day.
Yeah. Anything from you?
I agree. I would like to see more variety that I know the students would enjoy more.
Awesome. Okay. And then what is the most special part about working at LuSo?
Again, coming in and seeing the students and the staff and being more like a friend to them and not just the kitchen staff employee.
And then for you?
She's taking my answers. That's because we're so good together.
Aw. If you were any animal, what would you be?
I would be a duck.
A duck?
It's just my favorite animal.
Okay.
I'd be a bird.
What kind of bird?
Oh, a really pretty one for sure.
Well, there you have it, and thank you guys for watching. See you next time.
Just come outside for the night. Take your time. Get your.
What's your name?
I'm Maya Eichelberger.
And what is your position at Lutheran South?
I am the social media coordinator and assistant Lancerette coach.
What's your favorite part about working at South?
I think my favorite part is going to all like the sporting events and stuff and getting to capture moments for everyone to like look back on.
Recently, you have also become a Lancerette coach. How has this impacted you?
I was a Lancerette when I was here, and I always like wanted to come back and coach one day. So it's exciting to finally get to do that, and I've just always cared about the team. So it's exciting to like be able to help contribute and share my love of dance with the girls.
What is something you would tell new dancers on Lancerettes as someone who went through the whole program?
I would tell them that it goes by super fast, so enjoy it and have fun.
What was the transition like from being a student here to ending up with a job here?
It was definitely weird. Like when I first, especially my first couple years, because I had still gone to school with like a majority of the students that were here. So it was like a very weird transition. And especially like seeing my teachers like as my coworkers now was odd, but it was never like uncomfortable. Like I felt comfortable here, and it was cool to just kind of, when I was in high school here, I did a lot of what I do now, but now I'm kind of doing it and getting paid for it. So it's like really fun, and yeah.
Maya's creativity and hard work shows Lutheran South in an amazing light through social media work like this. Thank you, Maya, for all you do for us.
This is Mrs. Heinlein. She has worked at Lutheran South for plenty of years and has had 2 kids who have gone here, Matthew and Chris. Matthew, who's a junior, and Chris, who's graduated. Let's get to chat with her and know a little bit more. Hi guys, it's Presley and Lauren, and today we're going to be interviewing Miss Heinlein about some things she might be seeing up at the front desk. First things first, what is your favorite part of your job?
favorite part of my job is getting to know all the kids. I really enjoy it and talking with all you guys as you're coming and going.
That's so nice. Okay, and then what is the funniest thing you've ever seen come through the door?
Okay, can I show the picture? It's this on Spirit Week. It was those three boys, and I know, do you happen to remember who they were?
No, I think one was like Chase Hasty and
Cronenberger.
I have
Justin
no idea.
Feldman. They were hysterical in their, and they wore it all day.
Okay, and then what is the worst excuse you've ever heard for someone trying to leave school?
So I really thought about that, and there isn't any really bad excuses. And I just think because our kids are so good.
We're just great. We're just great. Do you ever snoop on the DoorDash orders that come through the door?
Well, I'm not going to lie. I have looked just to kind of see. I have.
Yeah? Yeah. Okay, and then do you ever remember there being a day with no absences or tardies?
Absolutely not. No way.
Well, thank you. And look, we have a special guest over here too.
Speaking of absences and tardies, Dan Harms.
Dan Harms.
With Christmas right around the corner, students have already begun preparing for festivities, some even in their jobs.
Anna Kate caught up with Lucy Bowers, who is currently working as an elf on the Polar Express, to find out how her job brings Christmas joy to kids and families here in our St. Louis community.
Do you want me to just say that?
Yeah, just say like Merry Christmas from the Polar Express.
Okay.
Whenever you're ready.
Okay.
Who am I here with?
Lucy Bowers.
How long have you been doing Polar Express?
I've been doing Polar Express for 4 years since I was in 8th grade.
What is your favorite part to play?
Definitely an elf because I get to help hand out the bells, and it's definitely my favorite thing to do because I get to play little games with the kids. Like I have them guess which hand it's in, or I make it soar around and have them catch it. And it's really fun to get the adults in on it too, and it's probably my favorite part.
What is your favorite memory from this experience?
My favorite memory is probably 1 year, I think it was last year, there was a little kid on his mom's shoulders and he was jingling around like a little bell that like he had brought. It wasn't a Polar Express bell, it was a different bell. And I was like, "Hi guys, how you doing?" And mom was like, "Do you want to show her your bell?" And he like reached down on top of his mom and gave me the bell, and I like wore it around my wrist for the rest of that night, and I hung it on my lamp when I got home and it's still there.
Tell us about the train process.
Okay. So first we board all the passengers, and then once the train starts moving, we do a hot chocolate song and pass out hot chocolate, and then we read the story to them, the story of the Polar Express, and by then we're probably at the North Pole, and then they get to see Santa outside the window, and whenever we're on our way back, Santa comes on the train and takes all the pictures, and that's about it.
What is your favorite train to work and why?
My favorite train to work is probably either Northern Lights because it's nice and spacious and I like having the tables, or Santa's sleigh because it's really pretty in there. Merry Christmas! Come to Polar Express!
And I believe that just wraps us up.
Make sure you're staying on top of your classes with finals right around the corner,
while also savoring these last 2 weeks of school before the holidays.
And remember, don't have a so-so week.
Have a LuSo week.
Well, it's a big show.